Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I've fixed it. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's been a day. It's been a day, so I'm half an hour late, but that shouldn't surprise any of you because I'm always late. It's all good. So, hi, welcome. If you were wondering, for those of you watching on Twitch and not YouTube, why the stream just went but, well, that's because turns out, for some reason, OBS decided to just delete my stream information. It's fine. And hey, 27 minutes late, that's basically on time for me. Like, I can't even turn up to commentary on time, as the Swedish wonderful people in Sweden will tell you. So, you know, everything's fine. I'm fine. How are you? How are you? There are two things that we need to have a look at today. That's one, and that's the other. Are you excited yet? Because I'm excited. There's another thing that we have to look at today as well, which is this. We're going to get into that in a moment, but we're going to do this first because I'm excited about new spaceships. New spaceships are cool. I'm not going to do the whole reading the card thing. I'm just going to do a little bit on the new stuff and what's been released and everything else. Hello guys, good to see you. I'm doing well. So we got Lou, we got Flipstead, we got Enigma. I should probably at some point get up the stream chat. Let's do that. Let's get that over here and see if we can get the restream chat going as well instead of just me reading it on the screen. But you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping. Yeah, exactly. So I think there's going to be definitely some utter winners and some definite losers in this new pack. There is going to be some winners and some losers. I think the winners are definitely Nash. Basically, Fel's Wrath 2.0. If you didn't play 1.0, there was a ship called Fel's Wrath, which when he died, he didn't die, and he just shot. This one is incredible. It is so much better because at Initiative 2, doesn't matter, has a charge that says whenever anything dies, you just pick that thing and you can shoot. Even if you're dead, you shoot at your initiative step and then you die. It's basically Warthog, but for one ship. And generally, one ship dies a turn. That's normally what happens, is that unless it's an absolute utter bloodbath of Swarm versus Swarm, I mean, it's normally one ship dying a turn because focus fire and everything else. So if that ship gets to shoot back, then suddenly as the Swarm against Aces or against the higher initiative Swarm, you're gaining all of that advantage. Yeah, drop the article. I'm not reading cards on stream. So Nash is interesting. I've forgotten all the names, but the Initiative 4 that allows people to get focus tokens when you bump, that's fun. Hey Maui, good to see you. Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Getting focus tokens when you bump. I know I've heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it'd be amazing on strikers," and I kind of believe you. It's going to be interesting. I think the strikers might finding it a bit limiting because a lot of the time they want to bump and then K-turn or do other things. They use bump as a thing to slow them down. So if you're trying to bump and then do the hard one, I don't like that very much at all. I do like it if you're running Duchess, because she can choose. She can choose when she bumps. She can choose when she doesn't bump. So if you're running Duchess and this Initiative 4 and probably Gideon, because Gideon's amazing and gets 4 attack dice, and then Fifth Brother, I mean, the possibilities are endless. I think you're going to see some really cool mid-range swarms. Julian Hood is going to do some very bad things with it. It's going to be terrifying. Hey, Liam. Shout out for getting a Nantex into the top 16 of a 400-person tournament. Yeah. I hate them still. I hope I don't have to play it. Shall we talk about the Sienna Rhee in the room? I feel like we should. Sienna Rhee. I don't like her at all. Hot take. I think this is going to be a bad ship. I don't think that people are... I think people are sleeping on how good she's going to be. I think she's going to be a lot better than a lot of people are thinking. But I need to close that. Need to get rid of that. 1 second. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot better than people think it's going to be, because I think you're going to have to use it in a different way that you normally use an Initiative 6 Interceptor. I think something with swarm tactics Hello, Jason. I think with swarm tactics, it's going to be really good. I think you're going to see her more of a jouster, as opposed to your arc dodging interceptor. I feel like just being able to clear that stress whenever doesn't really matter. Being able to K-turn, kills, and then if something dies, you get the stress off and you can have more options is nice. I mean, yes, Telsec, you can, but also there's a lot of situations where you want to be able to bump and then just do a move that isn't blue. And I think that's going to be limiting yourself with the stress tokens with a strike swarm is going to be a problem. So I think that could be a problem. We'll see. I think I think Sienna is not going to be best used in a interceptor triple ace list. I mean, Dale is probably going to prove me wrong because you can run 3 6s now. I'm very curious to see how expensive she is, because if you can run, say, Suntir, Sienna, and something else, there's a lot of options. I like that they're going for more thematic things as well. So, you know, there's... it depends on her cost. Everything depends on cost. But I don't like the ability. I don't like the ability because it is a variable thing. It is something that it depends on your opponent, and anything that depends on your opponent is bad. Yeah, Chief of Pocket Ace, I agree. I think Mini Swarm and Sienna could work really well. She's not an end game piece though, so we'll have to see. What else was revealed? Basically they've made Imperial Swarms good again. Because as well as Fel's Wrath, there is the what is it? It's the talent Disciplined. There we go. Because whenever a ship dies, I need to read this card. Actually, I am going to read this card because it depends on the definition of is destroyed. Because I think for Fel's Wrath, you don't remove the ship until at the end of the round, so it wouldn't officially be destroyed at that point. Where is Disciplined? Disciplined is 200. Yeah, when it's destroyed, so it would be after it got taken off by Fel's Wrath. But still, having a swarm, I think, is going to be really good with Disciplined, because getting actions when something else dies, either barrel but target lock. Oh, I need to let me just confirm that you're allowed to. Do you have to? Is it a target lock action? Yeah, it is a target lock action, so you have to have the action on your action bar, I believe. You have to have the action on your action bar. So being able to barrel roll is fun. I kind of like this. I think that could work well in like an elite interceptor swarm. You don't get destroyed when you take the damage. You get destroyed when you are removed, because they confirm that with a few things like tell. So yeah, you are destroyed when you're removed, which means it's at the end. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that you can work into that, like the X1 swarms. I think really like that. It's going to be interesting. Sorry, and there's a lot more things that are now able to take target lock actions in the Imperial world. Hey, Flying Aggressor Swarm, really good for them. So yeah, I think there's a lot of interesting things there for the Imperials. I don't think that Hope and Disciplined are going to be massive standouts, but I think that there's going to be some people that are able to use them well. I think we're going to see some people find some edge case weird lists and change the environment. And this is something that's interesting actually. There was a discussion that was going on about this recently about hyperspace. Because I don't like hyperspace. And the reason I don't like hyperspace is because I love aces. And you can't fly aces as effectively in hyperspace you can normally, because there's not the standard builds and everything else. But what hyperspace does do, and I think it's really good for this, is that if you actually build a competitive format around hyperspace, and this is where it's been interesting seeing the development in the Gold Squadron events, eventually it forces people to look for different styles of lists. Because a lot of people play by faction, so forcing people to look for different styles of lists is a nice side effect. Oh, sorry, I missed that from Tiberius. I'd be curious to see your thoughts on a Goran swarm. So Goran and 5 Black Squadron Aces Intimidation. I think is Goran the one. Let me look him up. I said I wasn't going to read cards, so let me just quickly check him. Interceptor 200. Gideon Laurier. Oh, I love. I'm glad they brought Laurier back. Bendy barrel rolls, nice. Oh yeah, the red. Well, yeah, red focus action. He's amazing for swarms. I'm really excited about Gideon personally. I love the idea of Gideon. Fault Scarus, meh, probably better in defender. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I think Imperial Swarms are back. That is my hot take from this. I don't think it's a good thing for aces. I think this is a great thing for mid-range beef in the Imperial faction. And when I say beef, I mean kind of like 4 and 5 ship builds, but with interceptors, which is going to be kind of cool. Can you stack Deathfire and Nash's abilities? Well, no, because you only die when you die, and you don't die until the end of the thing. Oh, that's a good question. 2 attacks after he dies. No, because you attack at your initiative step. So it would be you can attack twice with Deathfire, yes. But you would attack at his initiative step and then he would die, so you get a second attack. So essentially he gets a double tap, which is fun. I mean, if you want to fly Deathfire, then sure, but more you. Do what you want. Do what you want, Scott. I believe in you. You'll make something out of it. Is this where I'm allowed to be mean about Joy Rekoff, by the way, because now it's my stream? Because she... Okay, there we go. Oh, dear. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, it's not a bonus attack, though, is it? It's just allowing them to attack at their initiative step. I think it depends on the... It depends on whether it's classified as a bonus attack. I will go read the syntax later. We're just getting excited about things for now. General Kenobi, absolutely. No, we love you, Scott. And actually, I think Joy Rekoff is now a good ship now that Iron Missiles exist. She's just not as good as a lot of other things. Good in hyperspace, probably because there's less good things in Scum. Anyway, we're going to move off this one because I want to talk about this. Look at it. Look at it. It's so pretty. It's adorable. And I'm sorry. I can't hear you over the sound of how amazing all the A-Wings are. Oh my God, I'm getting excited. I need a new pair of pants. It is a really, 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 really good time to be a Rebel A-Wing fan, because finally we've spent so long. We spent so long in the shadow of the RZ2, and Vince is right. Everyone is good. Oh my! Like I'm gonna fly 5 A-Wings. I'm gonna fly Dash and A-Wings. I'm gonna fly Han and A-Wings. Everything's going to have an A-Wing in it. It already did have an A-Wing in it. It already had Jake in it. But now Jake has friends. And the friends are possibly better than Jake as well, which is really cool. I mean, stuff that I'm super excited for, obviously, Hera is amazing. I6, I hope that it doesn't work like it does in the article. The impression I'm getting from the judges is that it should be at the start of the attack, which is fine. I don't mind that. She gets to pass the focus token. That's fine. It's really good, actually, because it's range 0 to 3. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Or maybe 1 to 2, whatever it is. But she gets to pass the focus token. So you get Jake at initiative 6. I love it. It's amazing. And then you also have Jake, because you can have Jake. And then you have Ahsoka, who coordinates things. And Hera can also pass target locks, which is really cool, because she's initiative 6. So I'm getting excited for the idea of Rocket A-Wings, but actually Shara Bay and Wedge, the initiative 4s in this pack, both the Imperial and the Rebel pack, are so good. Like Shara Bay in an A-Wing. Normally Shara Bay, you're just like, oh, she isn't very maneuverable. Like, not that good. Too expensive in the arc. But you put her on an A-Wing and you give the ship the ability, you give, say, Hera, the ability to pass her the target lock, and you give her Predator. So rolls a primary attack, has the focus, has the reroll, adds the extra eyeball. It turns her into a CLT, and everyone knows how good the Jedi are. But she's a CLT with an offensive reroll because she's got Predator. It's going to be great. And then Wedge, like, just slap outmaneuver on that bad boy. You can fit so many -1 agilities in it. Like, bonk. Sorry, that way. Bonk. Tap the top of that hood. I am very excited for outmaneuver wedge. You cannot ignore that A-wing. Hera. It's not She-Ra because there isn't a dash. It's Hera Syndulla. That's how you pronounce it. Okay, so that's excitement about A-Wings out of the way. I was really excited about A-Wings. It's a shame about Sabine. She's still good. I don't think Initiative 3 is going to be amazing. It's the same problem that Arvel has. 4 is good enough. I don't think 3 is good enough. So, yeah. Seriously, though, like Dash and 2 A-Wings. Oh, Han and Wedge and Hera. Like, triple Initiative 6 Rebels. Han, Wedge, and Hera. Oh. Oh my god. Sabine's ability is that she gets to be a Fang. So anything at range 1, either free evade or free attack. Really good. You want the I4 that can reduce agility? Yeah. Have you heard of your like Lord and Savior Wedge? Hey, no problems. Han, Wedge, Hera. Yeah, Luke Leia Ahsoka is going to be interesting. There's a few people that have got Luke Leia Ahsoka coming out. All Initiative 5 though. Now that is interesting actually. Procket Instinctive Aim didn't consider that. That's very, very interesting. Because yeah, Instinctive Aim has been bad for so long, and actually it's really good on Ahsoka. Because target lock boost, boys. Target lock boost. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of things. And I'm super hyped. So get the hype out of the way. We had to hype it up a little. And as the hype train is going, there is a lot of good ways to get double modded rockets. I think Ahsoka is going to be best cheap. I don't actually like putting rockets on Ahsoka. I prefer putting rockets on Hera and Wedge. Because outmaneuver rockets, even better. I know you can't -2, but -1. +5 dice. It's hilarious. I still think outmaneuver is better than rockets. So, I mean, we've seen a lot of really nice stuff out of these 2 packs. I'm curious to see what other fun stuff. I'm not going to spitball prices because either I'm going to get them right and everyone's going to call me a filthy playtester. Don't playtest anymore. Fun fact. Didn't playtest these. Or I'm going to get them wrong and it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to wait. Yeah, you can't ignore Wedge. No, I know. You have the -1 agility for the rocket, and then he's still Wedge without maneuver. I think outmaneuver is better than the proton rockets, though. I think if you're going to spend 5-6 points on Wedge upgrades, give him outmaneuver, because in a 3 agility meta that it is right now, and will continue to be when these A-Wings and Interceptors come out, I tell you what, a 3 agility Interceptor is really, really sad when they're only allowed to roll 1 green dice, even at range 2. So that's going to be a thing. Anyway, I think I've stalled for long enough. We've talked about the hype, and I am very hype. Let's talk about the actual hype. Let's talk about Kyber. Because Kyber, shout out to Scott. Scott has made, and I know Scott has been very, very kind and generous, but I'm going to call it. I'm going to name it the biggest online competitive tournament ever. Because Jank Tank was amazing. Good job, Fly Better. But it is not a standard tournament. So congratulations to Scott for running what is, frankly, it's one of the biggest tournaments ever. Like even if you have a look at the biggest events ever, I mean, Worlds was, if you include the play-ins, Worlds was about 700, which is the biggest tournament ever. Then you had all of the Yavin tournaments, basically. Shout out to Europe. I think we've had the biggest tournament for however many years in a row, because it keeps on getting bigger every year. But I think, yeah, we're doing okay. And on the biggest tournaments list, Kyber is in the top 10 ever. So shout out. This might be in the top 5 ever. I think it's 6th or 7th. I think the first Yavin was 300. The next Yavin was 400 and a bit. I think it was 420. So Kyber didn't quite equal it. After drops, Kyber is beating it because it went down to 410. Anyway, have I hyped it up enough? Have I done a good job, Scott? I hope so. And there's a reason that I'm hyping it up, is because I'm doing well. Would I still be talking about it if not? I think I would be, because I tell you what, if you haven't had the opportunity, shout out to a few Twitch channels here. Obviously, Hexile Gaming. Hexile is amazing. Shout out to Maui and his Twitch channel. If you just search Maui, M-A, well, he's in the chat, you can find him. Then, you know, we've got Maui who's streaming things. You've got Candid Clarinets. Shout out some other names in the chat. I know I've forgotten people, whoever is streaming Kyber, because if you have the opportunity to watch any of these cut games, you should. They are all really good. There's been a load of phenomenal cut games that have been going on recently. Yep, Funwalk, obviously. I'm stealing his notes, so there we go. Look at it. They're beautiful. He sent me the Cliff Notes version, which I really appreciate. Nickel City as well. They've been doing some streaming. Funwalk, Rookie One. Yeah, sorry, that was Rookie One. I'm still stealing his notes, not Funwalk. Idiot. Anyway, you can check this out. Right, what I'm going to do is I need to make this visible. I need to make chat visible. Let's how can we do that? What's the best way to do this on Excel? Let's do that. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Let me move my chat box very slightly. That'll do. You don't need to see the start of the names. Cool. Right. Yeah, perfect. So we're going to go through some of these pairings. I know the result of one of them because I looked at it. And actually, before we do this, I'm going to do, yeah, absolutely. Hexiled has Tharlin and Andreas at in about, what, 40 minutes? So you guys should totally go from my stream and watch his. But before we do this, we need to do a bit of a shout out. We need to do shout out to my bracket, because RIP my bracket. It didn't go well. I'm sorry, it did not go well. So I had a good go at the top 32. Turns out that 16 out of 16 is 50-50. I would have done just as well flipping a coin, right? So, I mean, I got half of them right. I'm blaming my Polish contingent down here for not winning things, because I had, yeah, I'm blaming them. It's all Bartosz, Michael. How could you let Goji beat you? I'm gonna have a chat about this one. This is one of the standouts for me. But if we have a look, like, are there any big surprises here? Are there any big surprises? I'm going to talk about the big surprises actually in the Kyber document, because it's a bit better. But you know, yeah, I've stolen, like, March Madness. Come on, I've stolen this off the internet because I couldn't be bothered to make my own bracket, and you know, so I had Chris winning. So we're going to see if that happens. Turns out he's also the only person to beat me in the tournament so far. So shout out to you, Mr. Crispy. Have we got Crispy in the chat? We'll see. Probably a bit early for him, I would imagine. But yeah, so let's have a chat about the wins, the fails, and see what happens. So our first matchups. Actually, oh no, that's annoying. I'm going to have to do it from my bracket for a bit. Just to, because we don't have the 32 on here. I could go through it on Funwalk's old one. Let's use Funwalk's old one. Let's see. I was totally prepared for this. Let's use Funwalk's original one to. Sorry, I keep on saying Funwalk. Let's use Rookie's original one. Right. Power and control. There we go. Oh, and is that right? It is right. So I have got the right one. Oh, fair enough. I'm just a moron. Everything's fine. Carry on. How are you? So I also approve of Maui's naming skills, like Magnificent 7. Should have been Spectacular 7, shouldn't it? Like, come on. Fantastic 5. Missed your opportunity for alliteration. All right. So what we've got here, I thought this one was the one that was the coin flip. Both players could have won that one. It's all right. It's okay. But they both could have won. So this Tom versus Ashok was always going to be a close game. And it was. Ashok was kind enough to send me a couple of screenshots of the game because obviously we're both playing Poe and Ray. And yeah, it was good to have a chat about that and just think, right, well, where was the point that he lost and everything else? It was a really close game. It came down to the wire. Unfortunately, didn't quite kill Bastion in the end. So that one was all right. This one here, Poe and A-Wings versus Django Zam. That was expected. Django and Zam. Again, I think I did predict Markeva there. Markeva. Can't remember, but there we go. This one, Lloyd won it, and unsurprising that. T70 is too much chunk. Yeah, it isn't though. Like, you can win that game as Ray. You've just got to be super careful. You got to be very careful. Lloyd versus the Synars. I'm glad I backed Lloyd for that one. He just has very, very good range control, so he won that. And again, Chris just murdered the Torkoal Swarm. That was expected. Wookiees versus Rookies. I got it wrong. I'm sorry, Funwalk. How could I ever doubt you? How could I ever doubt you? I thought the Wookiees were going to do it. But yeah, Funwalk did it. Funwalk killed him. And then unfortunately he lost to the Malarus Swarm in the next round, which is why Chris is still here. Same thing with Lloyd. Lloyd got Django'd. Django likes eating things. Yeah, it's fine. Vince is always right. He's not. Clue. But yeah, don't doubt Funwalk. I mean, I continue to doubt Funwalk as he got splattered by a Malarus Swarm, but that's because T70 struggled against the Sinar. Anyway, moving on to the other side. Yeah, I thought that this Autoblast list was going to do well. I wasn't sure whether or not the brackets Barons were going to do it. I know Jammin, he's a very good player. Yeah, it's Chris P. Yeah, he's turned it into his net name. It's fun little play on words, right? Cool. So yeah, and then we've got all of that other stuff. So the important thing is that we've now settled. I don't think there was too many that were really surprising here. Most of these were fairly close or ended up being like coin flips. This one was the expected bracket. I did quite well on this side. I lost the coin flips, but that's fine. Now, this game, this is going to be an absolute banger. I hope that this one is streamed, please. But 7 ships. It's got Sunny in it, so Autoblasters plus Sunny going into the T70s. I mean, those are the lists. This is going to be ridiculous. This is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Because I think that if anyone can do this, Tom is really good at picking up a good meta list and executing it really well. The worry here is that you don't kill enough things and the spaces just wipe you off the board. But I think Tom is going to get his range 3 engage. He's possibly going to kill a ship at range 3. He's not going to lose anything. He's then going to get the range 1 engage, and he's going to kill 1 or 2. And it depends how much damage that those spaces can do back, because I think the initiative kills coming out from this resistance list is just going to do a bit too much damage. So if it was your average player flying the 5 T65s, hello Tom, good to see you. If it was your average player flying the T65s, I don't think he'd do it. But I think that Tom has had enough practice. He knows how to play the ace game with a 4-ship list, because that's what you're going to end up doing with this. Jess doesn't need to always fly with her friends, and I think that these Autoblaster spacers, they're just not going to have the firepower. Most of them have only got 2 dice guns. Yeah, I think this is going to be an absolute slug. It's going to come down a little bit to the dice, and I think Tom is going to just about clutch it out at the end. I think that the T70 is going to be too hard to put down. The pods aren't going to give up enough points, and yeah, he's going to do it. I think I'm going to shout out to Tom here. He's listening. I think that Tom is going to win this. Kill the American. Do it, and please don't let me play 6, because I prefer to play you in the top 4. Please. That's the other thing. I'm a little bit biased, but no, I do honestly think that Tom's going to get this one. Now this, I can't see Chris losing this game. Fire sprays against First Order. It's rough, but yeah, so like I know you are gonna. So going back to Tom here, Tom swarms better than other people swarm. Tom is a very, very good jousting player, and because of that, I think he's going to win. If it was aces versus 5-ship resistance, I believe in Ray, and I think Ray can do that game, which is why I was voting for Ashok. Also, you've played how many times now, and it's always a burger flip. So, right, Chris versus Marcheva. I think Chris wins. Going for the crispy prediction. Maui, you're just trying to make something that doesn't exist. You don't even live on the mainland. Oh wait, no, I think you do, don't you? You're East Coast. For some reason I thought you were still in Hawaii. Anyway. Yeah. So we're getting the trash talk going now. It's fine. I'll stomp him into the dust in the top 4, probably. Don't quote me on that. I think Hondo isn't going to be that useful here because you don't want to give one of the fire sprays a coordinate. Hondo is going to be incredibly useful for giving calculates. Giving coordinates to the FOs. I think having a target lock or their extra focus token or the extra barrel roll is going to be great. And it never affects the Malorus Swarm because he's got 5 target locks on the first asteroid and he just jams off the target locks every time he wants to jam. So the negative side, because the Malorus Swarm doesn't need to take target locks, it just relies on its rerolls. I don't think that the fire sprays are going to be able to kill it quickly enough. The way that the fire sprays win this game is through bombing. I think they're very careful. They play it slowly. Marcheva might be able to play it slowly enough. I mean, watching the game, like both Lloyd and Marcheva are playing slowly, and if you're taking over 10 minutes a turn, then maybe you can win it. I don't know. I just feel like there is too much beef to cut through here. The way to victory is getting around the back, killing Malorus, and then chewing a couple of TIE fighters. We'll see. Hey, slow plays a tactic. Like it or hate it, unless your judge calls you out on it, then, you know. And you're playing online. You're playing Kyber. There isn't a judge at the table. It is very, very difficult to call someone out for slow play. So, what? Right. Moving on. So that was those. Those are going to be some good games. I think Tom's going to win that one. I think Chris is going to win that one. And I want to see this game. I want to see Tom versus Chris because, that's going to be a showdown. Okay, next. Now, this was interesting. Loads of people have not believed in the Chewie here. Everyone thought Maxime was going to win. Maxime came in second with that nonsense Ion Swarm. And unfortunately, it came up against the one thing that it didn't like. Oh, that's going to be great. I'm going to enjoy watching that. Mine's... Oh, we're playing at the same time. Damn. All right, I'm going to have to watch it on catch up. Spoilers. My game is also 8 on Saturday. Chewie is actually good. I don't think it's crazy. It's not crazy because his T-70s and Rose initiative kill the bombers. There was only 6 bombers, and he has Chewie. So basically, like, the T-70s YOLO joust the bombers. Their job is to kill as many bombers as possible before they die. They can get initiative kills. The bombers are just going to ion them in the first engagement, so they're not going to die. They're just going to go one forwards, at which point he goes, okay, I'm going to accept some bomblets, and I'm going to continue to initiative kill these bombers. And then I'm going to get double taps from Chewie, because you're killing my T-70s. So I feel like this was just a really unfortunate matchup for Maxime. I think I did vote for the bombers in the first place because I thought he would be able to ion him out of position. I need to, what did I say in my document? Am I just going back on my own words here? Let's check. Yeah, I thought Maxime would do it. Yeah, but I can see how Jason can win that game. I've spent a bit more time looking at that Chewie list, and Initiative 3 is a big deal. Because he's got Initiative 3s, then Initiative kills, I think, won him that game. Starfield, I am surprised that it beat that. So fair play. Chewie, like, I think that was a really close game, Starfield versus Chewie. And yeah, this is gonna be a really interesting game. Because Torquil Marauders, I know that some of you may have seen the results. Do not spoil the result in the stream because people are going to be watching this. So please don't spoil the result in the stream because this is the one game that has been played. I think the problem that the Marauders have is their initiative 2. However, Torquil is a major player here. The issue is there isn't a good first target in that list. Do you kill the T-70s or do you kill Chewie? And I think it just depends what he gives you. The whole idea is that you, with the Torquil Swarm, you just have to wipe things off ASAP. So I think actually he gets Chewie in his face and then tries to come through the other side. Gets the T-70s as the second wave and hopefully doesn't get them initiative killed. I think if you're Jason, you just have to evaporate as many Marauders as possible. If you can get Torquil quickly, then great. But if not, just nail Marauders ASAP, and hopefully you can just win through weight of firepower. Again, Chewie's going to get double taps. I think I would back Scott here. I think he should be able with the Seavor jam and with everything else, because remember, if initiative wise, I don't know what the points are here. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, it depends on the initiative roll a little bit, because Seavor being initiative 3 can jam a focus token off one T-70. The other T-70 is going to shoot at initiative 0 and then get murdered by all the Marauders. So I think you go for the 70s first, you try and wipe them off the table, and then hopefully have 4 ships or 3.5 ships left to deal with Chewie. So that's what I would say. I would actually go for Scott on this one. I would go for Scott on this one. And if you want to know the result, then spoilers. You'll have to look at it yourself. So, next we have... Now, this is... Shout out to Liam here. Hopefully Liam's in the chat. Hey, Liam. This game is really interesting. This is literally the clash of the underdogs, because this is the game of 2 lists that no one believed in. No one thought these 2 lists that would do well. I certainly didn't. Like, I keep on predicting against Liam. Yeah. Hashtag who's Liam? Hashtag Ian. His name is Lizam. It's Liz. I'm calling you Liz from now on. Yeah, I assume Liam was taken when the name thing came up. But yeah, I feel like this is the game of the people that nobody believed in. Everyone was just like, oh, that's never going to win. And there is a lot of tricks here. Shout out Sith Takers. Also, I'm calling you out, Rookie 1. You called Liam 186. He is a Sith Taker and proud. He's a lovely man. But he's northern, so don't include him in our lot. We're the Southern Fairies. He's annoying. He lives up there where it's cold. But no, on a more serious note, both of these lists are very interesting. There's a lot of tricks and surprises. Bosk is literally the last thing that that Chertek wants to see, unfortunately. That is a big problem. Up north, from I can't do a northern accent. I can do a Scottish accent. I can't do a northern accent. So yeah, Bosk, Lando, Ventress, lots of side arc, nowhere at all for Chertek to hide, which is bad. The flip side of that is that there's a lot of big ships on the other side of the board for Liam's ships to hit, and it's going to be very easy to get a bullseye on it. So I keep on voting against Liam, and he keeps on doing well. I feel like I should keep on voting against him, and he might get through. On a more serious and comparison note, I think both players have ways to win this game. I think Liam has the firepower. Surprisingly enough, it is Liam who's the jouster in this game. I'm curious to see what the initiative decision is. There is a few choices here. Obviously, if Remy has the choice, so he can either avoid or he can block, or get that boss crit in first before it gets shot off. So... yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I feel like the win condition for Remy is just to murderize the 2 small ships ASAP and then gang up on Zam. Prevent her from getting double taps too early and go from there. I think for Liam, he's just got to burn something. He's got to point all of his ships at something. If he gets it, if he's moving first and he gets the block, fantastic. If he's moving second, he can arc dodge. I feel like it's too much of a mountain to climb, but I also know how tanky both Grievous and Zam are. And in his last game, he lost Chertek for basically nothing and then still managed to kill Han. So those two can do a lot of work. Yeah, I think I'm going to vote for Remy. And I'm going to vote for Remy for this reason. There are 5 sets of false transponders in that list. No, sorry. There is 7 sets of false transponders in that list. If he gets to use that many false transponders and removes the mods from Liam, then I think Liam's ships are not going to have the firepower to take out the scum. And I think that's going to make all the difference. If he doesn't get the FTCs off, then I think Liam's ships are going to be able to get those accurate shots. They're going to just chew through, and I think he can win the game. So I'm going to bet for Remy, because I haven't seen any of his games yet, but I've heard from people who've seen him play that he is very well accustomed to these ships, and Scumjank catches people by surprise. Also, I'm voting against Liam because I don't want him to feel overconfident, and therefore he'll win. So there we go. Best of both worlds. Right. Halfway through, let's have a look at the last ones. So, Tharlin versus Andreas. This is happening in 20 minutes. If you're watching live, you should definitely go watch this on Hexiled afterwards. Were there any big surprises here? Not really. I was expecting Tharlin to smash things. Yeah, Jared got really unfortunate that he landed into Ketsu landing. Oh no, this was the surprise. How the hell? What was that? Something just fell down. I hit the desk and something fell over. Everything's fine. But seriously, like, how did those droids not murder the scum? Look at this. Ketsu, Lando, and I don't know. Anyway, we're not talking about that game. We're talking about this game. I was expecting Tharlin to win. This one, don't know what happened. This one, the better Rebel list won. And oh my god, if you didn't see Andreas demolishing Sebastian, I'm sorry, Sebastian. I hope your butt doesn't still hurt. That was a clinic in fire sprays. Which is why I'm actually really curious about this game, because everyone knows that Tharlin is a monster. He's a really good flyer. Andreas is a very good pilot. And this is going to be... I think this is going to be the game of the top 16. I think this is going to be the game of the top 16. Because this version of the Worlds List... I'm not going to call it the Worlds List. I'm going to give credit to Tharlin here. He's been flying this for a very long time. It has all of the tools, and it has the initiative bid to kill the fire sprays. 197 to 200. That means that Duchess is going to be chasing Zam. Whisper, you don't know where she's going to be. And Vader, without the afterburners, yes, but he still punches like an absolute truck. The flip side of this is that there is a Django over here, and Django has Auto Blasters and Slave 1 title. If Django gets an out-of-arc shot on one of those aces, he's doing 2 damage, and they will both be criticals. Duchess will just explode in 2 rounds. So, as well as that, he's got thermals, he's got seismics, he's got all the toys that aces do not like to see. And surprisingly, arc dodgy aces don't actually like fire sprays, because they always seem to have their arc on you. So, this one is a skill matchup, as surprising as it seems. Tharlin has the advantage going in, because of the fact that he has the bid. But Andreas can pull that back with all the toys he's got. I'm very much looking forward to watching this. I'm going to be putting it on while I cook dinner. Good luck to both pilots. I've got to make a call. This is the problem. I just want to watch this game and enjoy it. I'm going to go for Tharlin. I believe in the Imperial Aces. If it was me flying this game with my version of that list, I would back myself to beat those 2 fire sprays. Like if it was the Worlds List versus the fire sprays, or like whatever new thing of the Worlds List, because I know that I can play that game and not make a mistake and beat them, because I would just like, you've got to have the confidence. You've got to have your confidence to back yourself. If I'm Andreas, I go into this game knowing that I can win the game as well. Like, he just like, all right, I know what I've got to do. I just kill the ships and off we go. So I think that Tharlan knows his list so well. If neither of them make a mistake, Tharlan wins. And I think that's what's going to happen. So prove me wrong, Andreas. And show me what you can do. Because if he does anything close to what he did against the Rebels, this is going to be a phenomenal game. And you should all watch it. So, this one, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know what to say about this. I think this confuses me so much. Haegwood, why did you not kill Goji? Like so, shout out to Raz. Seriously, like, this is the jankiest nonsense that I have seen in a while. It's amazing, but we know what it does now. We know what it does. He's been on stream twice. He's rolled 5 dice with an arc. He's rolled 5 defense dice with a 1 agility ship at range 2. Like, stop shooting the arcs and kill Goji, for the love of Christ. Oh my god. Anyway, that's my frustration out the way, because I watched the game with Haegwood and I was just like, why? What are you doing? Like, Will flew it well if it was a normal swarm. I think his target priority was massively messed up. So Goji stacks. So for every bomb that is at range of your own ships, you get to roll an extra defense dice, and he can drop 2 thermals from each Y-wing that are fused, and then have an arc within range of all 4 of them, and they haven't exploded this turn, so he gets to roll an extra 4 defense dice in what he would normally roll. That's how this list works. It's nonsense, and it's amazing, but also I feel like it's eventually going to lose. It cannot keep on winning this many games, because people know the trick. And as soon as you know the trick, you just go and kill the Y-wings. You turn them around, they do the K-turn, like, you've seen his setup now. He goes in, and I'm sorry, Raz, but I think they've got your number. If Harris hasn't done his homework, you are going to wipe the floor with him. So there's my statement. I think Harris is going to win, but if he hasn't looked up at what's going to happen, then Raz is going to giggle in his face, and those arcs are just going to go to work, and the Rebels are going to die. But this Rebel list has so much firepower that I think he's going to be able to do it. So there we go. That's Haegwood did his homework and then didn't follow the homework. The reason you make notes is you follow the notes. Sorry, I know Will is going to come and shout at me for this, but oh god, just there were 2 Y-wings sitting in front of you, and you killed the one that didn't do the bomb thing. I'm actually really glad that Raz won, because I'm terrified of Haegwood. And like, if he got to the final, there was no way that I was beating him. So thank you, Raz, for doing everyone a favor, because I honestly think that Will Haegwood's list is the scariest thing I've ever seen. And like, god, good job for coming up with that monster. And I never want to see Wampa ever again. You can see that I was angry and annoyed. Right, going on to this. This one, I'm sorry, Zeb. I'm so sorry, but you're in so much trouble. This is a good Imperial list, and it's going to do some very bad things to the fire sprays. It's got the bid. It's moving second. Emon is just screwed. I mean, he hasn't even got proximity mines. I can't see a way that Zeb wins this game. This comes down to Tommaso making a mistake. Again, if the Imperials fly a perfect game, they're going to win, because the fire sprays are not going to get effective shots. They're just going to lose all of the trades. They're going to be engaging at range 3 and just trading shots, and they're going to lose. But that's the thing. He literally just played Emon. And he made, like, I've heard about this game. He just, for some reason, at one point he turned his brain off, and he just flew into the bombs and almost threw the game, and then he pulled it back. So if he can do that, screw it up that badly and then not mess up. Like, yeah, I believe in Tommaso here. I have played the Italians. Shout out to Carlo Tosi, who keeps on beating me. Maybe something to do with the fact that I flew Fen off the board, but we don't talk about that game. Anyway, yeah, I think that Tommaso has got this. It's probably not going to be as much of a board wipe as I say, because again, this is the top 16 of Kyber. Everyone's got here for a reason. Everyone knows their lists. But I think if we're going like quality of player against quality of player, I think the Imperials win this. Hey, there we go. Prove me wrong, Zeb. Prove me wrong. It's a swarm again. Can I stop playing against swarms yet? Anyway, the last 3 competitive games I've played, I've won by a grand total of 20 points combined. Stop it. Anyway, yeah, this is fun. This is fun. Both of us can win this game. This is another skill matchup, and yeah, I mean, the interesting thing here is that Ray is 100 and Malorus and the Z Shuttle are 100. So, yeah, well, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. I sit 9 circles of swarm hell, sure. No, this is actually going to be quite an interesting game. I'm not going to give too much away because I'm sure that Treasure's going to watch this. But I'm very excited for this. I think I'm favoured in this matchup. You can watch Rookie's opinion on this with his 2 friends. But I think that yeah, I think if it was the Sinar that was able to just joust with the swarm and get the rerolls and not care, then it would be a lot better. However, because Von Reg is at initiative 6 and shoots first, because there's no way in hell that I'm letting him take the initiative, I don't think this is going to end well for Von Reg. Obviously, he's going to try and bait, he's going to try and get out of the way, but yeah, I mean, I think I've got this, but and obviously I have to avenge Lou, so I can't not win this game, obviously. But yeah, there is a path for victory here, which is Ray gets murdered. So, got to try not to get Ray murdered too quickly. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. Didn't work yesterday. Played droids. Ray died. Very, very quickly. She was fine, and then she decided to joust 5 droids, which I thought was going to be okay, and then she just exploded. So don't pull direct hits, kids. That's the moral of that story. But yeah, I think I've got the edge on this one. So the most important thing is that we need to finish off the stream by making ourselves another version of a bracket. We need to update the bracket. So let's do that. We're going to wipe those. We're going to wipe these. There we go. And we're going to fill in these with the actual players. So let's delete these again and do my predictions from this point. We're doing it once more, so let me just half screen this and quickly fill in some things. So over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got this one. So we have Tom versus who do we have? Tom versus Jackson. That one is there. Oh, that's really annoying. Wrap that one. Cool. Tom versus Jackson there. This one we have Marcheva versus Chris. There we go. This one down here, what's the next one? That's this one over here. So we're going to have Jason. Shout out to Jason, because I love his name. So earlier, someone actually shouted at me for saying, what was I going to say? Someone actually shouted at me for calling Jason Boring like a funny name. It's like, no, that's just his name. Shout out to you, Jason. You won the naming game. Who else? Liam, sorry. See, I don't believe in Liam so much I forgot he was in this game. No, it isn't Liam. It's Scott. There we go. Mr. Crossfield with the Seaville Marauders. There we go, Scott. And then Jason. Lovely. And then we've got Liam versus Remy. Shout out to Canada, by the way. Good stuff, Remy. I played against Remy quite a lot on Vassal. He is one of the OG. Tharlin, Remy, Eve Cameron, some of the original Vassal heads. Where is Tharlin's opponent? Tharlin's opponent is Andreas, of course. Sorry, moron. There we go. Wrap that one. And then who did we need? We needed Raz. Raz is over there. And was it Jason? It was Harris. Right. Okay. So can you rename the Final Four the Elite Four? All right, let's stream. We need names. We need the Elite Four. We need a name for the 8. Yeah. We need a name. We need a name for the 8. So first round, second round, meh. Sweet 16. Sweet 16 is awful. Think me up a top 16 and a top 8 acronyms because we got the Elite Four. So we need something for the 16 and something for the 8. So excellent 8. Excellent 8. I like excellent 8. We'll go with that. What about 16s? Any ideas on... Oh, no, Hateful 8. There we go. We like quotes. We like film names. Sorry. You got usurped. You got usurped. Crazy 8. I like the Crazy 8. Am I just going to keep on changing my mind? Do me a better one. 4 Candles. I approve. You know your English comedy. Sweet 16. All right, Sweet 16 it is. Pristine 16 before they all get beaten up. Excellent 8. Oh. Right. I do like alliteration. Come on then. Excellent 8 is made by the stream. It is not something that is out there already. Crazy 8 and the other one is already known. Okay, so let's just get these all copied. Excellent 8, Elite 4, Championship. I feel like I'm going to go with Hoedown for the moment, and we'll stick with that. So, right. Let's see my predictions. My prediction was Scott for the... Oh, no, not that one. There we go. It was Scott for this one. My prediction was Remy for this one. My prediction was Tharlin. My prediction was Harris. Oh, I missed these over here. Let's do these last ones. Zeb and Tommaso. There we go. There's a Zeb. There's Tommaso. And then we need myself. And we need Trish. Okay. All right. Try. Yeah. Fantastic Four. Yeah. No. There's just not. I mean, Chris Pratt before he was a good actor. Does that mean? I kind of liked him actually in the Fantastic Four. The original one. Yeah. Mr. Fantastic was quite good in the original one. And then you kind of had... Was it Angelina Jolie just being bad? Yeah. If you ever watch Wanted, don't do it. Right. Carrying on. I'm going to put me in green because I'm biased. There we go. That's really annoying. Why is that not auto-scrolling? Oh, sorry. Did I say Chris Pratt? Jesus. Come on, Chris Evans. Captain America. That's what I was going for. I'm bad. It was, yeah, Jessica Alba. There we go. I'm really bad with actor names. And just... Chris Evans was... Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Chris Evans was always good. He's a very pretty man. Chris Evans is annoyingly good looking. Right. Tommaso and Zeb. Tommaso was going to smash that one. Sorry, Zeb. I'm gonna stick with the smash. I think it's going to be a smash. I love Chris Pratt. I would like to have a cuddle with Chris Pratt. I think like Chris Pratt is good boyfriend material, whereas Chris Evans is like one night stand. I don't know. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Yes, I forgot that quote. Needed it in my life. Anyway, right. I think that the Patrick Crispy is going to do that one. I think I'm believing in the Tom Reed machine. All right, that is my predictions. Should we finish off the predictions? I feel like we've got a couple of minutes before Scott starts, so let's just quickly finish off the predictions. So, if Ollie goes there, Tommaso goes there, Ollie wins because I have the bid and I'm going to ruin him. We get Chris over there and we get Tom over here. I think, sorry Tom, but I think Chris wins that one. I think that means that Chris goes to the final because I don't want to see another swarm. Tom, do me a favor, beat Chris, please. Right. So what are we doing? We're going for Tharlin versus Harris. Oh, that's a game. Tharlin versus Harris. I think I still believe in Tharlin. No, I don't. He's got Wedge. I think Harris wins that one. Yeah, because it's not this is not the standard Wookiee. This is literally everything that Echo doesn't want to see in one list. Yeah, I think Harris does win that game. This is a rough game, but because it's Echo and not Whisper, because of Tharlin's builds. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting my Imperial Aces mixed up. This is the Initiative 5 squad, in which case Tharlin wins. Because after he jousts Wedge, he has enough stuff to kill. Yeah, Duchess Whisper. I think that Stealth Device Whisper is going to do it. I think the Stealth Device Whisper is enough to kill it. I don't think Tommaso would have done that one, but I think I don't like that Whisper. But this is the one game where you need to be tanky, and I think Whisper will win the game for him. Think World Finals all over again. If you keep Whisper alive, she will clean up. You just have to kill Wedge. You've got to kill Wedge, then you've got to kill the Wookiee in that order, and then go from there. But there is no Jan, so I think that's winnable. Remy versus Scott. Remy versus Scott. Should I give up the pretense? I'm going to give up the pretense. Right, I know that Jason won. Sorry, people. If you got to this point, you probably already worked it out. Jason won that game. And I think Jason's going to get beaten by the Scum. I also don't want to mess up my bracket. But I think that regardless, I'm going to put Scott there. I think that Remy would also have won that game. I think that the big Scum ships are going to be able to... yeah, Duchess doesn't survive, but she will do enough damage. She goes in, she gets punched by Wedge. Wedge doesn't quite kill her, and then she punches Wedge back. And then Vader and Whisper also punch Wedge back, and then Vader and Whisper punch the Wookiee, and then Vader eventually dies, and then it's two ships against Whisper, and Whisper wins. Like that's how that game goes. Yeah, I think Remy gets here, and then Tharlin versus Remy. I'm going to back Tharlin. I think Tharlin is going to get back to the final, and he's going to lose to Chris. There it is. Tied it up by 6. There's my bracket. There's my bracket. Let's see if I am correct. Let's see if I'm correct. We're going to end on the A-wing. So I'm no idea. I'm not quite sure of my right-hand side of the bracket. I think the left-hand side of the bracket is a bit more locked in. I would like to say that I can beat Chris the second time round, but that's going to be a hell of a game if I have to do it. So Tom, do me a favor, beat him up for me, and then lose. I'm counting on you. Anyway, thank you very much, people. Hope you had a good time. Go and watch Hextile Gaming, because it is just about to kick off there. We are going to have Scott, not Scott. We're going to have Andreas versus Tharlin. So Andreas, you have the opportunity. Mess up my bracket big time and beat Tharlin. Alternatively, get stomped by the Imperial Aces. I don't know. Do what you like. Thank you very much, people. Have a great day. And if you are interested, you can see this on YouTube later. Ta-ra! I'm a moron. It's fine. Yeah, I'm still live. We're gonna try and raid. Like, guys, tell me, please, tell me in the chat. How do you raid someone? I want to go raid Hexiled. Let's see if we can do it. Oh wait, Hexiled is raiding me. What the hell? Come on, Scott, get your stream up. Get your stream up. Damn it. All right, I'm just gonna sit and talk to myself while watching myself on like 3 screens. Everything's fine. Just do what you want. Do what you want. I've stopped recording, so this bit isn't going in the YouTube video. So I'm just going to look like a moron for you guys, and then on Hexard stream. So there we go, Scott. You've got me saying nice things about you, and then you also get to clip me being a moron. I mean, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Shara Bay, too fiddly or just right? I think Shara is a great ship with support. Does Ahsoka get a talent shot? No idea. I will look and see when that happens. If it does, oh my god, give her Predator. Have I talked about the Scum article? Is there a Scum article? I haven't seen a new Scum article yet. Was it today? How excited will you be for in-person instruction when it's finally safe to do? What, as in teaching? Teaching back? Oh my god, get me back in the classroom. Get me off remote learning. I mean, I'm good at remote learning. In fact, I'm one of the leads in the school. But there we go. Yay! Hexal's live! You guys should all totally watch Hexard. Seriously, just go watch Hexard. I'm going to go cook dinner. If you don't watch Hexard, I'm going to be very disappointed in you because it's really, really good. Shara in the art's cool, but I think Shara in the aiming is going to be better because the difference of bumping up 2 dice to 3 dice is bigger than bumping up 3 dice to 4 dice. And just, I think we're doing, we're doing, what's his face? Do you put a space in? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Right. We're raiding Hexiled. It's happening. Is that working? We'll see.
Underworld because they desire to be, because the galaxy has left the podcast like Kane and Jarrus.
There's Scott.
Hello, Scott. A new player or an old pirate like Hondo.
All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's get this in the now that he's online.
Table. All right.
Let's see if I can raid him.
First up will be a Kyber Cut match. Actually, let's switch over.
Alrighty.
It'll be a Kyber Cut match between Tharlin and Andreas.
Have you got to put it in? Get this in the now that he's online. God, I'm getting echoes. Let's get rid of the echoes. Oof. Let's get rid of that. /raid. Have you got to put it in square brackets? Hey, there we go. It's all fine. We got it. We got it sorted. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Everything's fine. How are you? The important thing is that you should all go watch Hexard, and I'm going to go cook dinner. But seriously though, it's it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. We should all watch Hexard together and have a good time. And my internet's probably shorting out. So thanks guys. See you soon. have a good day. I've done enough faffing, and it's all good.
Bye.